often get asked, what type of hardwood floor should I use in my home? Before I can answer that, you need to ask yourself a couple of questions. What's the style of your home? How do you live in your home? Are you looking for a more formal or a more casual? Do you have pets? Small children? Will you be using rugs? Today, we are at Knight Flooring with Charles Knight to learn a little bit about the species in hardwood flooring. Welcome, Charles.
Thank you, Laura.
First thing I want to talk about is domestic wood floor. What is the difference and what is the most popular and why?
Domestically speaking, oak in both red and white and hickory along with maple are the four most popular species. The differences are going to be in grain signature and hardness.
Okay.
Some species, such as hickory, are going to be very varied as far as the grain signature goes. There'll be lots of mineral marks, variation color, sapwood, and the grain signature is very unique. As opposed to a maple, which is very clear and is used mainly in mainly in cabinetry because it is clear and it takes stain more uniform than oak or hickory.
This would be in more of a formal application.
That would be
used on the
more
floor?
of a formal application.
Okay.
There's a white oak and there is red oak. And you can see that the white has more of the honey colors, where the red oak has more of the oranges and reds in it. White oak is a little harder than red oak, and whether it's engineered or solid also determines how hard it is.
Awesome. What do you mean when you're talking about hardness?
When the species is harder, it has the ability to withstand denting. And as a scale used in the industry is called janka. And janka is where they take a metal ball of a particular width and drop it from a particular height and measure just how much the floor dents. The less denting, the harder the species.
Got it. Awesome. So in this, which one is the hardest?
In what we have here, it would rank red oak, white oak, maple, and hickory being the hardest.
Okay, hickory is the hardest. Awesome. Thank you. Now let's talk about exotics. Why would somebody use an exotic over a domestic?
Typically, that's a style question. They're going to be warmer, more orange, brown, natural tones. Exotics vary a lot in color range. You can have very dark boards with a lot of brown, even some green undertones. They are typically harder than the domestics.
Does that mean they cost more?
Typically they do.
The word exotic?
Typically they do cost a little bit more, but you have to compare apples to apples. How thick is the wear layer? How wide is the plank? How long is the plank? And then you can make a more intelligent decision as to value. The three that we've got this morning are Santos Mahogany, which is a truly beautiful product. And you can see the variation in light boards and dark boards, brown, light oranges. We've also got Brazilian Cherry, which also varies a little bit, and this may be hard to see on camera, but there is definitely variation.
Looks like some honey colors in here.
Honey colors
and
there.
I can see some graining.
Right, and graining there. It's a different type of grain signature than any other species. These exotics are also very photosensitive, meaning that as they are exposed to UV light, they darken
Oh.
dramatically.
How long does it take to do that?
With the Brazilian cherry, just a matter of a couple of months, and it can very, very drastically change. Very rich, very warm. This is another one that also is requested a lot. It's called tiger wood, and you get these streaks of the dark mineral streaks, which compose kind of a tiger type of look.
That's beautiful.
It is.
Would this be used in a contemporary home?
Very contemporary look.
Very contemporary look. Awesome. Now let's talk about the finishes of each.
There are several types of finishes. Most generally speaking, in site finish work, where we actually go to the job site and sand the floor, most of the time they're using an oil modified urethane. That's kind of the industry standard. But in the last 10 or 15 years, other finishes have become very popular, such as waterborne urethanes. Excuse me, God, I messed that up. Such as waterborne finishes, which are used commercially. Very durable, very difficult to work with, high in odor and just kind of nasty to work with, but exceptionally strong, exceptionally durable. Also, you'll find in our market is urethanes that have hardeners added to them. Now, these aren't available for use out by the general professional community. These are, by definition, used more in manufacturers, by manufacturers, as additives to increase hardness, such as titanium oxides, aluminum oxides, ceramic crystals, and things like that to make the finish itself harder. And then lastly, there are what we call oil finishes, which are used a lot in Europe and are making their way to the States because they are more user-friendly and can be touched up by the homeowner, where the urethanes would have to be done by a professional.
I got it. So you said the waterborne is a commercial application. Could you use that in a home environment?
Yes, and I do recommend it for residential use. It's a little more expensive, and like I said, it has some unpleasant side effects, but durability is unsurpassed.
Awesome. I hope y'all learned a little bit about wood species today. Charles, I want to thank you for allowing us to come to your showroom today.
Thank you, Lauren.
And thank you for watching my video blog. Have a great day.